good evening and welcome. Through this entire week, this network has told you the truth. About the hijab issue. And now, today I want you to understand. Viewers, I want you to understand now why the hijab controversy suddenly came upon you. Why it erupted in this unnatural way. Why did it happen? It happened because some groups are doing hardline religious politics. And there is a history to it. The Triple Talaq Bill, which freed 7% of India's population, crores of Muslim women, from the clutches of these misogynistic hardliners, was a big blow to these hardliners. And they wanted something new. They wanted something to bring hardliners together, make hardliners more powerful, so they invented the hijab controversy. They thought they would put pressure on all Muslim women to wear the hijab. They thought it will remind women in general in this country of the power of religious hardliners. Ladies and gentlemen, it was a desperate tactic, and this was a case of hardliners and desperate politicians coming together against constitutional practice. All of this was happening before the Republic Network came in. And before the Republic Network started asking the fundamental question which opened everyone's eyes through the week. And what is the question that we asked? We asked, what comes first? Nation or religion? What comes first? Viewers, please ask everyone tonight watching this debate, your family members, your friends, ask them this question. What comes first? Your allegiance to your country or your allegiance to your religion? Democracy teaches me, and my education and my free spirit motivates me and encourages me to ask this fundamental question: what comes first? Nation or religion? And to those who say, why are you asking this question? Why should a choice present itself at all? My response is this: secularism, true secularism, means first your vow to the constitution of your country and then only to anything else. Viewers, the only way to take our country forward is nation first, constitution first, law first, not religion first. And yes, at least I think the time has come to have an open debate now. Nation first or religion first? Opportunistic parties have made it religion first by hinging their election campaign in Uttar Pradesh on the hijab issue. This kind of hardline appeasement is open provocation. I oppose this provocation. I am against the provocation. I will fight this provocation. We will defeat this provocation. The matter is before the courts. In fact, court after court after court in this country has already decided on the issue many times. We have to fight, viewers. We, you and me, have to come together to fight those who create a climate of such intolerance that they believe in the law of the street and not the law of the courtrooms. And this network will fight it. This network leads in fighting for nation first. And I believe this week has been fantastic because we have debated to truly inform. We debate not for the sake of debate. We debate to keep this country together. So tonight as well, ladies and gentlemen, let's debate this as openly as is needed to be. I am opening up the hijab debate to the public on Arnab Live as I ask, is there an attempt to use religion to provoke debate number one? Join me in this debate. And as the religious assertion becomes the focus, I say it is time to decide what comes first for you. Nation first or religious first in a truly secular democratic India? That's debate number 2, and here are the headlines this Saturday evening. Ladies and gentlemen, sorry, we won't go to the headlines, go to the story right on top. And ladies and gentlemen, through this whole week, through this entire week, we have had heated debates on the hijab row. There have been opinions on both sides. There were those who called hijab a free choice that schoolgirls should be allowed to make. And there were those who said uniforms must be adhered to. There were those who, out of the blue, tried to say, no, hijabs are an essential religious practice. You've heard the panelists on this channel for 4 days. Tonight, I throw open the debate to you, dear viewers. Public debaters on both sides will for the first time be taking a stand on the issue. Let's debate.
There have been protests. There have been violence on both sides. There has been an attempt to revive Shaheen Bagh. And now there are overt and brazen threats.
बहन बेटियों के आत्मसम्मान पर हमला है। हमारे हिजाब पर या हमारे आंचल पर हाथ डालने वालों के हम हाथ काट देंगे।
Hijabs are being called an essential practice despite the reality that most Muslim majority nations have restricted it. Hijab has become a tool to provoke for some politicians.
ये दुनिया मेरे बेटियों के बाल क्यों देखना चाह रही? बाल क्यों देखना चाह रहे आप? और अगर हिजाब और निकाब पहनकर कॉलेज स्कूल में पढ़ती हैं, उससे किसी को तकलीफ क्या हो रही है? तकलीफ क्या हो रही है? आप क्यों मेरे बाल देखना चाह रहे?
एक महिला का अधिकार है, वो बिकिनी पहनना चाहे, वो हिजाब पहनना चाहे, इसमें कोई राजनीति की बात नहीं और ना होनी चाहिए.
Wearing of hijab, the students have never, they did not started to yesterday or day before yesterday. They have been wearing the hijab since many years.
We have seen in the past how religion was used to provoke and hold people back when the Shah Bano judgment was overturned by the government, when triple talaq was retained to appease hardliners, when Hindu Code Bill regulating Hindu personal laws was passed in 1948 but not for other religions.
Recently, Jammu and Kashmir board declared the result of 12th class, whereas science stream student Arusa Parvez secured 5 out of 500, 499 marks. There had been the trolling that has been going on. We are seeing the trolls getting bigger and bigger. Some of them are saying that she should go to the hell, she is not following the Islam. Although we are seeing the Muslim mufti is also coming on fore, and they are saying nowhere in Islam it's mentioned that the girls should be trolled like this. But yes, the hijab controversy is getting bigger and bigger.
Some are rightfully asking if provocation over hijab is allowed. Will it open the floodgates to more such demands?
वो एक तरह से शरिया कानून, एक बार इन लोगों ने कहा था कि हर जिले में एक शरिया का कानून का कोर्ट हो.
The All India Bar Association has written to the Prime Minister asking him to ensure that students across the country wear the prescribed uniforms and not religious clothing like the hijab or burqa, which go against the spirit of general secular institutions.
The hijab row has unveiled once again the dangers of provoking using religion. It is time to stop using religion to provoke. Let's debate.
And on Arnab Live today, on the one side I have Sudhanshu Trivedi, Monica Arora, Subohi Khan, and Tushar Kanti is our public debater. On the other side we have Tanveer Ahmed, Taslim Ahmed Rahmani, Saida Falak of the All India MIM, And we have Arshi Musarat, she's a lawyer and our public debater today. I welcome all of you, and I'd like all of you to hear each other on this debate. First of all, I want you to know, Tanveer, Tasleem, Saida Falak and Arshi, that I hold the view that you have been pathetically unable to prove over the last 1 week that hijab is an essential religious practice. And I believe that you are losing the debate both of the law and among the people of this country. And I want you to know that many people in this country are grateful to the Republic Media Network for opening their eyes on this subject, for informing them properly.
So you will conduct it with a preoccupied mind.
Who is preoccupied? Who is?
You.
Who is preoccupied? Mr. Rahmani?
You have declared that we are going to lose this debate. May not be. We can really win.
Okay,
how can you decide
okay, so
at the outset of this debate?
So I'll give you an example. I'll start with you. I'll start with you, Tasleem Rahmani, and my first question to you is my first question to you, Tasleem Rahmani. Monica and Tasleem Rahmani will open the debate. Tasleem Rahmani, please keep your initial comments brief, and I'll tell you something that happened. You have been trying to put pressure on Muslim girls. This is an indirect way of saying that Muslim girls have to wear the hijab. This is the same way in which you said Muslim women can be thrown out of the house when their husband says talaq, talaq, talaq 3 times. Right? And you know what the result was? That a class 12 topper in Kashmir was being trolled on the social media for not wearing the hijab. Now, I feel so proud of this young girl. I'm told she got 499 marks out of 500. The whole world was congratulating her. But some hardliners started telling her that you are not wearing the hijab. What should be a person's qualification? Topping the school board or wearing the hijab? You are making a non-issue an issue. You are trying to provoke people, and that is why you are losing the debate. Tasleem Rahmani, you can respond now. The debate is open. I say hashtag stop provoking. Yes, Mr. Rahmani.
Very briefly, I'll answer your first question, Arnab, that my religion and my nation both go hand in hand, because my religion is well protected under the Constitution of India. So there is no question of what first and what last. We go hand in hand always. Secondly, whatever the hijab, this is in true sense you said that hijab is a non-issue. Out of a political compulsion, it has been made an issue. I always maintained and that there must not be any protest on the street unless there is a judgment by a proper court. We have the legal ways out.
There is no judgment of the court. There is. Thank you, Mr. Thank you for your initial comments.
Mr. Rahmani,
thank you. Thank you for your initial comments. Mr. Rahmani, thank you for your initial comments. But you did not answer my question. Monica, just 1 minute. Why was the class 12 topper from Kashmir toxically trolled on social media for not wearing a hijab? If you are calling hijab a essential religious practice, are you ready for able, strong, smart young girls like the class 12 topper to be oppressed in the way that she was? Why are you avoiding a comment on my question? Are you feeling ashamed?
No, I congratulate
Are you
her.
embarrassed?
I equally congratulate
or have you realized?
And appreciate her. It's not about hijab.
No. Why was she trolled?
Why
was she trolled? Who trolled her?
The court will decide.
Who trolled her? Who trolled her? Why was a class 12 topper trolled? Why was she trolled? Lost the line with him. The debate is open. Tasleem Rahmani, thank you. Monica Arora on the other side. The debate is open. Monica Arora.
Thank you.
I say this is open provocation. Tanveer Ahmed and Monica Arora. Yes, please, Monica.
Yes. Arnab, this nation made a choice in 1947. This nation was partitioned only on this issue, whether we'll be governed by the constitution of the land or we'll be governed by narrow religious dogmas. People chose narrow religious dogmas, they went to Pakistan. Pakistan became an Islamic Rashtra. We divided the country into two. It was Pakistan also and Bangladesh also. They chose hijab, they chose Sharia, but we here in India chose Constitution. And this Constitution Article 1 says India, that is Bharat, which is a 5,000-year-old civilization, which does not discriminate on the basis of caste, religion, gender. We gave ourselves Article 14 equality, 19 freedom of speech, and 25, which is freedom of religion subject to public order, public health, public decency, and subject to all other fundamental rights of equality, liberty, and fraternity. But you cannot teach PFI, you cannot teach its students' wings about Constitution, because they are afraid of all the Shaira Banos, the Shahbanos, the Afreen Rahmans, the Ishrat Jahans, who went to the Supreme Court saying, we don't want to live with other 4 wives. They said, we want end to triple talaq, the polygamy and halala. These fanatics are rattled by such women, such empowered women. And today they don't want such empowered women to against
we are here debating about the hijab.
Hence they have these mukhotas. They want the brainwashed women to stand and say women cannot dare to speak against triple talaq, polygamy and halala. Can you imagine these terror organizations like PFI, these funding organizations like Jamaat-e-Islami? These my sisters sitting over here, they are not saying we want discrimination to end against girls. They are not saying that we want halala to end, polygamy to end, 4 wives to end. What they are saying, make us live in hijab. We don't want education. We will live in hijab. And these women, I say, are a threat to the modern, progressive, educated Shaira Banos and Shah Banos who stand against the fanatics.
There are many successful hijabi women who are used to tell that hijab is an oppression.
Students, 10-year-old girls who will be forced to live in hijab.
Please,
and as I always say,
you cannot tell that hijab
standing against the Taliban today,
they are saying schools and colleges. We are only debating about the ban in schools and colleges. We are not talking about that whether hijab is good or hijab is bad. It is our personal choice. We have freedom of choice. We have freedom of religion.
And India salutes them.
All rubbish. All rubbish.
Salutes them.
You are not on the right track. You are not debating about the right topic. You are diverting the topic. You are diverting the topic.
12-year-old, 13-year-old, 14-year-old.
Saida Falak.
They can't give consent.
Saida Falak.
You are trying to divert the topic.
Yes. Saida.
Yes, Mr. Arnab.
Okay. Saida. Saida, you are saying today, and our public debaters have not spoken yet.
Tell me.
Yeah, thank you. Sudhanshu Trivedi is on the debate. Saida. First of all, see, you have lost the debate in the eyes of the people. There is no point in shouting. You must consider that you have been unable to prove that the hijab is an essential religious practice. I am asking you to be reasonable. So don't get angry.
That will be proved in court.
Now my point is, you are saying that Monica Arora is on the wrong track. Saida, listen to me. You know Mahatma Gandhi. India got independence
tell.
August 15th, 1947. On a few weeks before that, on the 22nd of May 1947, you know what Mahatma Gandhi said? He said, the true parda should be of the heart. Listen to me. You don't want to listen to what Mahatma Gandhi said now. Will you listen to it? Was Mahatma Gandhi a Sanghi?
When did I stop you? I am listening.
Why are you not listening to what Mahatma Gandhi said? What do you mean, Are?
Who is telling
you don't want to listen to what Mahatma Gandhi said?
Oh my goodness, why are you behaving
You are saying,
like
who is
this?
Mahatma Gandhi?
When did I interrupt
Now you'll say, I'll follow
my
Owaisi, but I won't follow Mahatma Gandhi. I'm telling you what Mahatma Gandhi said. Will you listen to what Mahatma Gandhi said? Or are you above Mahatma Gandhi now? This is the danger. You will not even listen to what Mahatma Gandhi said on the parda, on the hijab. You want to listen or not listen? You first listen to what Mahatma Gandhi said.
What has happened to you? I didn't interrupt it to you. I never interrupted you.
I'm telling you what Mahatma Gandhi said. So what Mahatma Gandhi said on the 22nd, I'm perfectly all right.
Oh my goodness.
I'm perfectly all right, but I want you to be controlled, not get angry.
I don't think
Sudhanshu
so.
is on the debate. Mahatma Gandhi said.
I don't think so.
How rapidly the times we are in are moving. I don't think so means what? This is what Mahatma Gandhi said. You don't think so, so you will change Mahatma Gandhi's words. Mahatma Gandhi said in such times. He said in 1947. Not today. Sudhanshu Trivedi tab kaha tha.
What is this happening on the live show?
He said,
not told anything.
In such times,
Please stop the show.
What is the point in continuing the worthless custom of parda?
Daddy, ban karo.
Mahatma Gandhi said, in such times,
ban karo.
1947 mein kaha. What is the point in continuing with the worthless custom of parda? Worthless custom of parda. Who said? Saida Mahatma Gandhi. You want me to now tell you what B.R. Ambedkar said? कि उनकी बात भी नहीं सुनेंगे. Owaisi knows more than Ambedkar. Owaisi knows more than Mahatma Gandhi. I'm sure he's greater for you than Mahatma Gandhi and Ambedkar. What are you saying? Mahatma Gandhi said this. And Ambedkar was against the forced segregation of Muslim women using parda and hijab. So please understand, 80 years after that, you are now saying that we won't listen to even what their thoughts were then. When will we become progressive? Sudhanshu Trivedi wants to say something. Mr. Trivedi, I say stop the provoking. Stop provoking. I say India, I say stop provoking.
Arnab, first I would like to say that these are same set of people who are having problem with each and everything. The same set of people said, we will not say Vande Mataram. The same set of people said, when it is said that when the national anthem is sung, everybody should stand up. Then they ask in which article of the constitution it is said. Then they ask that they will not go their head in front of the tricolor or others. क्योंकि वो कहते हैं कि साहब उनका मजहबी अकीदा जो है वो अफेक्ट हो जाता है अगर वो किसी के आगे सजदा करते हैं. वैसे मुगल बादशाहों के आगे सजदा करते रहे थे. और इशू सिर्फ ये नहीं है.
I mentioned Mahatma Gandhi and Saida Falak got up. मैंने महात्मा गांधी की बात कही और साइदा फलक बोल रही है मैं डिबेट में नहीं हूँ. You see, the thing is, this is what Mahatma Gandhi said.
You rather, for your own agenda, you retorted to the violence even in 1947, 1948. You are the people.
Okay, Tanveer and Sudhanshu Trivedi are on the debate.
Complete my submission, then whatever you want, you can speak. You are talking about 1947. I am saying the same set of mindset was 1920 when Muhammad Ali Jinnah said, I will not speak Vande Mataram. Even he gone to the extent of saying that I will not speak Mahatma word for Mahatma Gandhi because this is a Hindu Upadhi. That's why in every movie we have seen he always called Mr. Gandhi. So it is a century-old mindset. And adding to what Monica Arora has said, in 1947, the India got divided. Pakistan, Bangladesh became the Muslim country and India became a partially Muslim country. Constitutionally, partially Muslim country, this I am saying with conviction because anybody sitting on the panel can tell me any other country in the world which is non-Muslim is having Sharia provisions as part of the constitution. And if the Supreme Court verdict come in the way of Sharia, then in favor of Sharia, the Supreme Court is overruled like in 1986 Shahbanu case. Can anybody tell anywhere happen in the world other than a Muslim country? That's why I'm saying before 2014, India was a partially Muslim country and they want to maintain that character. They do not want to make India a truly secular country. This is the fundamental problem. And one more thing I would like to add, जो कहते हैं साहब अगर हिजाब और बुर्का इस्लामी परंपरा का हिस्सा है तो शरिया के जिस कानून के हिसाब से हिस्सा है जनाब तो उस कानून में ये भी है कि जो औरत बुर्के के बाहर आए उसे कोड़े भी पड़ने चाहिए और तमाम इस्लामी देशों में है. अब बताइए आप नियम मानेंगे तो पूरा मानेंगे या आधा मानेंगे? आधा नहीं चल सकता कि फलाहार करेंगे
तनवीर या फोर ऑन द डिबेट
नहीं रखोगे तो फलाहार क्या करो? तो नाउ आई वांट एन आंसर ऑन टू क्लियरली कि अगर आप हिजाब को इसेंशियल इस्लामिक प्रैक्टिस मानते हैं एज पर शरिया तो कोड़े मारने पे आपका क्या विचार?
सुधांशु जी, डिबेट शुरू होने से पहले आप और तस्लीम रहमानी ने बड़े प्यार से बात किया होगा, क्योंकि इस पूरे मुद्दे से आपको और तस्लीम रहमानी की पार्टी को ही फायदा हो रहा है। और जो एक मोहतरमा आई थी MIM की, आई डोंट नो व्हाई अर्नब रियली कॉल्स इमेच्योर पीपल who can't really represent a case in a proper way and just start shouting and they don't even know how to represent. But there is actually the main issue is not about parda, hijab and about religion. It is about vote bank politics. BJP saw that this is the absolutely a great way here in Karnataka, and SDPI, which is a vulture party which is sitting here in Karnataka and especially which is represented by Taslim Rahmani, they saw that there is an opportunity. Now they have really this was just small 6 students who were protesting, out of which 3 were from campus front of India. See, the Sudhanshu ji, we understand, you understand that this is a match fixing between you and PFI.
Arnab, please correct Tanveer that I do not belong into any political party as of today.
Real secular parties are caught. This is a communal, both the communal parties who are dividing. Mr. Taslim Rahmani, when the Karnataka Udupi Okkuta came and told you that don't spew communal violence, the ulamas came to you, and then you didn't give a heed to ulamas. You said to hell with you. We would really have the propaganda, we would have our agenda to really divide Karnataka. It is you. I really urge the BJP, the sitting government, to ban PFI, to ban SDPI, which is nothing but dividing Karnataka on the basis of religion. Doesn't Quran say la ikrah fi din? There is no compulsion in religion. You are the one who's dividing the society. When Aarti is talking about Constitution, that lady who was sitting out there in a debate, she could have really properly answered what is there to get up and get away. I am a Muslim, more practicing Muslim. More practicing Muslim than people who are sitting here.
Muslim,
Muslim Muslims. I am more practicing. I believe in the Constitution of this country.
No, what do you mean saying a Muslim? आप ठीक से बात करिए. What do you mean saying a Muslim? ऐसे मत बोलिए तस्लीम रहमानी जी. उनका नाम तनवीर अहमद है. What do you mean by calling him a Muslim? Will you say a Hindu, a Muslim? Is this a way to talk?
He said that I am a proud Muslim, as if no.
आप उनको a Muslim क्यों कह रहे हैं? उनका नाम है तनवीर अहमद.
Giving the proper information.
Is this a tariqa? No, 1 minute. Arshi Musarat also is coming into the debate. Public debate wants to come into the debate. Arshi Musarat wants to come into the debate. I'm allowing her. Aarti Musarat kuch कहना चाहती है. Aarti Musarat. Yes, Aarti.
Yes, I would like to say when our Constitution is giving us the right to exercise, the power to exercise,
he doesn't know.
To practice our religion. How hijab, a piece of cloth, I want to know, is a weapon. How it's not progressive. If we are going and studying in a college or school, how wearing a piece of cloth won't take us to a progressive step? In just how is it affecting?
Have you read the Constitution Article 25?
Monica, let her complete. Monica, let the public debater complete. Monica, let Arshi Musarat, who is the public debater from Delhi, let her complete her point. I also want to hear her.
Yeah. A piece of cloth which I am wearing to cover my head, how it will affect me not getting my marks or my professor getting distracted because of my clothes, then tomorrow everybody will ask me to stop wearing either a jeans or a kurta or something. Why are we not talking about how it is affecting the students who are going to study in the college? Their studies are just getting affected because of all these debates. Yes, ma'am, you can go ahead.
Tubuhi.
Yes. Arnab, it is not about a piece of cloth. It is about breaking laws in the name of religion. It is about promoting a feeling of separatism in a country. It is about two-nation theory. I did not interrupt. Arnab, I can't debate like this. I was listening to you patiently. At least hear my opinion, then respond. It is about two-nation theory, that you will live in India, you will use all the resources of your country, but you will not adhere to the law of land. You will always say that we want separate laws, we want a separate judiciary, we want a separate economy.
It has
Rahmani Saab, please. And one thing I really want to say about these Muslim women,
covering your head,
like Sayyida Falak. No, Rahmani Saab, it does not stop on covering of head. Rahmani Saab, it does not stop there.
What is an argument?
It does not stop there.
It is well within the constitutional right to cover anybody's
head.
But you are
Muslim
debate on CAA.
But it did not stop me to be in the country.
Debate like this.
Okay. I'm at this stage. Mr. Rahmani, when you were speaking, then Subuhi listened to you, and I want you to return the favor, please. Yeah, Subuhi, complete your point because I also want to come in. Yeah, complete your point.
Yes, Arnab, there is a psychological response called Stockholm syndrome, and Miss Saida Falak, who just left your debate, she reminded me of that. When you are abused for a very long time, you get attached to the suffering. You develop a bond with your captor or your abuser. This is exactly what is happening to the likes of Miss Falak and that woman who made a disgusting video. She's talking about Aanchal and self-respect of Muslim women. Let me tell you who is really eroding the self-respect of Muslim women and why Uniform Civil Code is important. In Hyderabad, Arnab, there is a practice still in 21st century. There is a practice called misyar marriage, traveler's marriage. If a Muslim man is traveling, he can marry any woman of her choice, and that marriage has an expiry date. When the trip ends, the marriage also ends. 60 years, 70 years old sheikhs from Arab, they come in Hyderabad and they marry 12-year-old child. They violate POCSO Act in the name of Sharia law. This not fall in the category of civil law anymore because there are so many examples. There's a practice of halala. You are sexually exchanging Muslim women between different men. You are using them as commodity and you are violating rape laws of the country. Then as Monica ma'am also talked about polygamy, you are violating Domestic Violence Act. You are sexually, emotionally, psychologically, verbally, economically abusing a woman and you get away quoting Sharia. And then you are saying that you're talking about self-respect and dignity of Muslim women. Self-respect and dignity of Muslim women can be saved only through Uniform Civil Code. And I, as a Muslim woman, really want that to happen now. This is the time. It's high time.
But then it can be your choice, ma'am. If being a Muslim, you want that, and being a Muslim, I'm not ready to do hijab, then it's my personal choice. How is it? I'm asking for two-nation theory.
It does not happen like that.
Archie.
It doesn't happen like that.
Archie.
If I choose not to wear hijab,
Archie.
if I choose to open my hair,
Archie, may I come in once, Subhi? You see, Archie, what the mistake that you are making is, you are making it an issue of your personal choice. I want to tell you, there is something called the law. There is something called the court. There is something called the constitution. You're a lawyer. You should know this. The matter is already settled in the courts. Which means that by saying that, no, I will go and wear a hijab in the army, navy, air force, school, college, space station, I will wear it, I will force it. I will take 20 Muslim women, I will storm into a college in Rajasthan, I will storm into a college somewhere. What is going on? This indiscipline? What is this hijab storm thing going on of late? Which I don't understand. Why are Muslim women suddenly wearing the hijab and saying we want to go into this college, we want to go here, we want to go into a private college in Chaksu, Jaipur district of Rajasthan? What is this hijab stop? You're trying to provoke people. You should understand this. And Archie, I'm telling you as a lawyer, the matter is settled in the court. It is settled in the court. You know that there was a PIL asking the CBSE to not apply the dress code to Muslim girls while they were to take exams. The Supreme Court of India said, faith is not connected to the clothes that you wear. Your faith will not disappear if you go to the examination center without a headscarf. These are the words of the Supreme Court of India. You have stopped believing even in the Supreme Court of India. Who will you believe in? You're a lawyer.
Admitted the same PIL.
Why are you doing this? You know what the courts have said.
The Constitution is allowing and it's giving us the right and giving us the power to practice our religion. Right? How can it be viewed through a different...
Our second public debater, Tushar Kanti, is on the debate.
So
our second public debater, Tushar Kanti, He's a freelance writer from Kolkata. He's on the debate. Tushar.
My question is your right to choose an attire should be extended to public institutions? Don't you think that this hijab, this entire hijab, is basically a social injunction implemented on the women of this country? Even Arnab sir, you talked about B.R. Ambedkar. So I would just like to add that Ambedkar in his book Pakistan and the Partition of India, he talks about he advocates the social reforms. He's against the Parda system. The same thing has been seen in the European Parliament of Human Rights when this issue came up during the French ban on the burqa. So said that the collective rights of people or the collective rights of the institution will always prevail over your individual rights. So then where does this entire question stand today? That it's my right to wear a hijab or it's my right to wear a headscarf in an institution? What about the social cohesion? What about the harmonious society that we are going to create over there? If I studied in a missionary school and I was asked to visit the chapel every day in the morning, can I just go and say that, no, I will not visit the chapel because it's against my religion? No. When you go to an institution, when you are a part of an institution, you adhere to the norms, regulation, and rules of those institutions. Suppose you go to the airport and when the security guy asks you to remove the mask, what are you going to say then? Are you going to say that, no, I'm not going to remove my mask? This entire issue is just politically fueled because there are elections coming up. And why? And my question is, why these issues always come up before elections? Every time we see in this conflict, that
who will be benefited
for obvious reasons?
Who will be
for obvious
benefited by such
people like you, Taslim. Who will benefit? Sudhanshu is back on the debate. Sudhanshu Trivedi is asking who will benefit. People like you will benefit because you have no other issues. Because without issues like this, you would not even get 100 votes. So Sudhanshu Trivedi is responding right now. Back to the political debate. Sudhanshu.
Arnab, other than those who are giving the political views on this debate, I am really shocked about what happened to those left, liberal, rationalists and the women activists, जो किसी एक इशू के ऊपर एक जीन्स या मिनी स्कर्ट के ऊपर बहुत एग्रेसिव होकर बोलती थी, आज वो हिजाब और बुर्का के साथ खड़ी है. That shows the sheer hypocrisy that they have nothing to do with any right. It's a purely political interest. And I want to tell to all the women of the country, look at their real face, and particularly the Hindu girls. समझ लो, सिर्फ तुमको ज्ञान देती है और यहाँ पर आके बुर्का, हिजाब और चार बीटी के साथ खड़ी है. Now, coming back to the point, I just want to say one more thing, sir. अरे सुनिए साहब, तस्लीम रहमानी साहब, ये बताइए अभी जो यहाँ पर वुमेन दिखाई जा रही थी, आपने जितनी भी बच्चियों को दिखाया है, आज सोशल मीडिया के जमाने में almost every young boy or girl is on social media. Can even 50% show their social media photos and status in hijab? Second thing, it has to be clear whether it is essential or personal. If essential, then every woman at every place should wear a hijab. Like you have never seen a Sikh other than a turban. And if it is personal, like Islam was saying,
blown out of proportion. Why you want to
saying, then why you want to make the personal choice in the institution?
Could you take any advantage in the first phase of UP poll? You know it very well that you are losing. You are losing Karnataka very badly. You know it. Only the BJP. Your state party unit is under the bickering. You have a broken party inside the Karnataka. You are going to lose the Karnataka election. So you are the beneficiary of
Sudhanshu.
I want a clear-cut answer.
Sudhanshu, louder please. Yeah, Sudhanshu. Sudhanshu and Tanveer. Sudhanshu, please.
Impact on the first phase in election.
Arnab, I want to ask Mr. Taslim Rahmani.
1 minute.
I know BJP is losing, but is Taslim Rahmani's party winning?
Taslim Rahmani, yeah. Go on, ask your question. Ask Taslim your question. Ask Mr. Rahmani your question.
Mr. Taslim Rahmani, I know BJP is losing, but are you winning, Mr. Taslim Rahmani? Do you have any presence? Mr. Taslim Rahmani?
Tanveer, I want to make it very clear to you.
98% of Muslims have rejected you. Forget
you may
about
ask me 100 questions, no problem.
98% Muslims have rejected you.
You listen to me first. Tanveer,
no, 98% Muslims have rejected you.
Listen to me.
Only with 2% with your communal agenda, you are coming here on national television. I am telling you, hijab is a personal choice of a woman. I don't think
coming on national television much before SDPI. And you are not listening me. Your problem is that you are not listening. I am not in SDPI for last 4 months and more. I resigned 4 months back, and you don't know it.
Oh, you're thrown out.
And you don't know why I'm
thrown out. I'm glad.
Every 1 year, if you every 6 months you're changing your party.
For last 20 years. For last 20 years.
Every 6 months you keep changing your party.
No, I'm not thrown
हर
out.
6 महीने पार्टी चेंज करेंगे, पार्टियां बाकी नहीं रहेंगी आपके लिए. वैसे मेरे सवाल का जवाब दीजिए. मेरे सवाल का जवाब कुछ और है. 1 मिनट. मैं कम्युनलिज्म और सेक्युलरिज्म पर डिबेट करना चाहता हूं. क्योंकि नहीं, आप रुकिए. आप नए सेक्युलर बने ना, हम एक्चुअल सेक्युलर हैं. बात सुनिए हमारी. आप नए ना, पिछले महीनों से हर बार पार्टी चेंज करते हैं और एक तरह सेक्युलर बनते हैं. देखिए, मेरा सवाल बहुत सिंपल है. मैं आप लोगों के तरह बहुत आध्यात्मिक बातें नहीं करता. आई डोंट टॉक वेरी हाई फलूटिंग इंटेलेक्चुअल थिंग्स. आई डिबेट इन अ वेरी सिंपल वे. लिसन टू मी. अरे भाई तस्लीम रहमानी, विल यू बी क्वाइट फॉर 2 मिनट्स प्लीज? क्या हुआ? आप सुनिए ना मेरी बात. अब मैं मोनिका अरोड़ा को इनवाइट कर रहा हूं. आई एम कॉलिंग हर इनटू द डिबेट. मोनिका अरोड़ा, देयर इज अ न्यू कैटेगरी ऑफ पीपल इन दिस कंट्री. अरे भाई, अरे आई वोंट टेल यू बिकॉज पीपल वांट टू हियर मी, नॉट यू. लोग मुझे सुनना चाहते हैं आपसे ज्यादा. सुनिए ना मेरी बात. मैं कह रहा हूं कि रहमानी जी, मोनिका अरोड़ा, आजकल लोग सेक्युलरिज्म की बात करते हैं. वो कहते हैं कि घूंघट हटाओ, घूंघट हटाओ. ये कैंपेन किसने शुरू की? घूंघट मुक्त जयपुर, घूंघट मुक्त जयपुर. किसने शुरू की?
युक्त इंडिया,
कांग्रेस पार्टी ने. नहीं, मेरी बात सुनिए सुधांशु जी. ये बहुत, इसको मैं मीठे स्वर में नहीं कह सकता, सीधी तरह से बोल रहा हूं. जब आप घूंघट मुक्त जयपुर कहते हैं तो आप सेक्युलर बन जाते हैं सुबुई. और यही हरियाणा महिला कांग्रेस कहती है कि हम पूरे हरियाणा में पर्दा सिस्टम के खिलाफ पूरा कैंपेन करेंगे. घूंघट मुक्त कर दो देश को घूंघट मुक्त, तब वो सेक्युलर होते हैं. और अगर कोई कहे हिजाब मुक्त तो वो कम्युनल बन जाते हैं.
नहीं तो हिजाब युक्त,
मुझे समझ में नहीं आया. प्लीज एक्सप्लेन.
जी.
नहीं, घूंघट मुक्त क्यों? वाई इज द कांग्रेस सेइंग घूंघट मुक्त करो? एक तरफ आप हिंदू महिलाओं को कह रहे हैं घूंघट हटाइए, एक तरफ आप मुस्लिम महिलाओं को कह रहे हैं हिजाब पहनिए. आप डिसाइड कीजिए ना आप क्या कह रहे हैं. सुबुई, डू यू अंडरस्टैंड, मोनिका, द पॉइंट, द एसेंशियल कॉन्ट्रडिक्शन एंड द पॉलिटिक्स बिहाइंड इट? मोनिका अरोड़ा फर्स्ट. मोनिका अरोड़ा.
Arnab, I just want to say a small thing. That why this touch me not policy towards the reformation in Muslim law. Touch me not. You cannot touch it. You want their votes. You don't want the emancipation and independence. You will change entire Hindu law in 1956. The Hindu Marriage Act, the Hindu Succession Act, the Hindu Minority and Guardianship Act, the Hindu Adoption Maintenance Act. हिंदू 2 शादी करेगा जेल में जाएगा. हिंदुओं में शादी थी, 7 जन्मों का संस्कार था, डाइवोर्स नहीं था. डाइवोर्स लाओ, इसमें वो डाइवोर्स कर सकते हैं. पोते को समान हक दो इंसेस्ट्रल प्रॉपर्टी में. चेंज द एंटायर हिंदू लॉ. चलेगा, ये कुछ नहीं बोलेंगे, चू रहेंगे. वी ऑल्सो वेलकम्ड इट. बट व्हाई डोंट यू चेंज द मुस्लिम लॉ? रिफॉर्म द मुस्लिम लॉ. आप देखिए, मुस्लिम लॉ, सिविल लॉ सेम है सबके लिए, क्रिमिनल लॉ सेम है सबके लिए, इसमें प्रॉपर्टी लॉ सेम है, सेल परचेज का लॉ सेम है, कॉन्ट्रैक्ट लॉ सेम है. सिर्फ और सिर्फ जो लॉ अलग है वो महिलाओं को दबाने के लिए, जो शादी का है, जो तलाक का है, जो बच्चों को गोद लेने का है, जो माँ बाप की संपत्ति का लॉ है. दबाओ मुस्लिम महिला को. यही लॉ अलग करो, पर्सनल लॉ अलग करो. लाना है तो क्रिमिनल लॉ में लेकर आओ शरिया, जैसे आप महिलाओं की शादी और तलाक में लेके आए हो. क्रिमिनल लॉ में लाओ.
आरशी मुसरत
कटेगा नहीं.
आरशी मुसरत wants to respond.
किसने भैया?
Okay. Archie. Okay, Monica, Archie, and then Subui. Archie and Subui. Archie. Monica, you made your point. But I haven't got an answer to one question. Archie, I must say first, 1 second, Archie, I totally disagree with you, but you're a great debater. I completely, disagree with everything that you have said. But you're a good debater. I acknowledge that. I just hope that I can guide you in the right direction. Please come into the debate with me, and my question is, you're a lawyer. I quote to you and to Subuhi, and to Subuhi is also a lawyer. I am quoting the Calcutta High Court verdict, which says that the parda in Hindu culture is not an inexorable social practice. And in modern days, the Calcutta High Court said, the parda is neither widespread nor popular and therefore not necessary. So my question is, if you say hijabs are essential, what about some other people who will say the ghungat is essential? Please explain it.
But in India, in a lot of the states and everywhere, ghungat has been practiced. It's a custom. It's a personal choice. Like the same wise, I'm telling you I'm a Muslim. I'm a lawyer.
Yeah, but it's not an essential religious practice.
Yeah, it is a personal belief. It is a faith which some certain section of the society of women, they follow and they believe that they want to practice it. It's their strong faith. How can we ask someone just to remove?
No, but it's not an essential religious practice. Subui countering. Subui.
Yes.
How can I say just
Subui countering. Couple of minutes left. Subui.
We all have been studying from good school and college.
Arnab, I have a bad throat. I won't be able to shout. Please ask her to listen.
Yeah, I will listen.
See, it has been proved many a times. Yes, it has been proved multiple times that it is not an essential practice because nowhere it is mentioned in Quran. And double standards are evident from so many things, Arnab. At one point, they will say it's a religious right, but no reference is shown in Quran. At one point, they will say it's a right to choose. But where Muslim women like me, like I do not want to wear hijab and I want to do it even just when I'm offering namaz. But my right to choose would not be respected. I would be labeled a bad woman. I would be labeled a kafir. You will quote right to religion. You will quote constitutional rights. But same rights would not be given to non-Muslims in Aligarh Muslim University and Jamia Millia Islamia. There you will force non-Muslims to wear a sherwani and a shalwar kameez, quoting that you will have to follow the college rules, university rules. And another hypocrisy I want to expose here, Arnab. If someone is wearing a niqab and Arshi, I'm asking you this question. Imagine that a niqab-clad person wants to enter your house. Would you allow that person to enter your house without seeing the identity? You will be concerned about the security of your house. But the same niqab-clad people are allowed to roam around freely in the society in our country. Are you not concerned about the safety and security of the citizens of India? Are they not your brothers and sisters? There are so many things which we need to analyze and introspect and ask ourselves, what are we doing? Are we promoting minoritism in the name of secularism? Are we promoting minoritism in the name of secularism? These two are different things. Just because you're a minority, आपके साथ खून माफ है, आप जिद कर सकते हैं. Secularism means that this country does not belong to one religion. Secularism means that you are free to practice your religion, but you will have a common law of land, and that law of land will be regulated by the constitution of your country. And your constitution talks about right.
Okay, we have a great debate building.
Imposed on you by any chance because I'm also coming from the same society and I'm also coming from the same religion. I don't think so. Anyone from my family asked me to wear a hijab because I don't believe in it. I don't have a complete faith. But my point is the girls who have the complete faith in this, why
if you don't believe in it, then what are you fighting for? No, but if you don't believe in it, okay, one second. If you don't believe in it, then I think a good place to start would be, Arshi, to ask yourself why I don't believe in it. And the question to you will be, why do you as an educated, modern Muslim women with a great education, why do you disagree in it? And whether it is your education and your awareness which brings you to this position where exercising your free choice, you believe it is not needed to wear the hijab. And therefore, you must ask yourself whether this becomes a debate about religious conservatism, asserting itself as minorityism in a country that should be believing in secularism. Ladies and gentlemen, on the other side of a short debate on this episode of Arnab Live, we come to the difficult question that some people want to avoid. In fact, whenever I ask this question, people say, you're asking this question because you're a right-winger. No, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not a right-winger. I'm a right-winger as far as it goes with being in the right as an antonym to being in the wrong. The reason I'm asking this question is because I feel there are people who talk about religious assertion. But when it comes to nationalist assertion, then they club everyone who believes in nationalist assertion to be a right-winger. Are they insecure about nationalism? Which is why I think the more appropriate question to ask them, looking at them straight in the eye, is what is first for you? Religion first or nation first? That question on the other side. Please come back.
This nation was partitioned only on this issue, whether we'll be governed by the constitution of the land or we'll be governed by narrow religious dogmas.
My religion and my nation both go hand in hand because my religion is well protected under the Constitution of India.
India was a partially Muslim country and they want to maintain that character. They do not want to make India a truly secular country. This is the fundamental problem.
The main issue is not about parda, hijab and about religion. It is about vote bank politics. BJP saw that, this is the absolutely a great way here in Karnataka.
Cloth, I want to know, is a weapon, how it's not progressive. If we are going and studying in a college or school, how wearing a piece of cloth won't take us to a progressive step?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. In the last 1 week, we have witnessed an aggressive religious assertion, especially by those who have time and again used the word nationalism as an abuse. So for them, nationalism is an abuse. Tonight, I have a straight question. What is more important? Religious assertion or nationalism? Why can't nationalism be first and first always? Think about it. Let's debate.
The protests over the hijab controversy that spiraled across the country within days has displayed the aggressive assertion of religious identity. Whether it was in the form of posters that promoted hijab over education or even violent threats.
हमारे हिजाब पर या हमारे आंचल पर हाथ डालने वालों के हम हाथ काट देंगे.
But are religious symbols and practices above assertion of nationalism in a secular country like India? So is it okay to insult the national anthem and not stand in its honor? But when it comes to uniformity in educational institutions, the argument of choice is put forth.
Just because somebody stands for a national anthem is absolutely no evidence that that person does things which are good for the nation. And sometimes people who may or may not openly exhibit patriotism every minute are certainly not people who will do anything against the nation.
एक महिला का अधिकार है वो बिकिनी पहनना चाहे, वो हिजाब पहनना चाहे.
And those who objected to sing Vande Mataram in the assembly citing religion.
मुझे फोर्स कर रहे हैं बोलने के लिए. मैं नहीं बोलूंगा, मैं नहीं बोलूंगा, नहीं बोलूंगा, नहीं बोलूंगा.
Are now batting for open display of religious identity.
हिजाब और निकाब पहनकर कॉलेज स्कूल में पढ़ती हैं, उससे किसी को तकलीफ क्या हो रही है?
Those who openly disrespect our national flag by claiming marginalization of a certain section.
जिस वक्त हमारा ये झंडा वापस आएगा, हम उस झंडे को भी उठा लेंगे. मगर जब तक हमारा अपना झंडा डाकुओं ने डाके में ले लिया है, तब तक हम किसी और झंडे को हाथ में नहीं उठाएंगे.
Want to promote the oppressive practice of hijab, claiming discrimination based on attire. Those who oppose circulars promoting Independence Day, calling it an imposition of patriotism, are now calling hijab their fundamental right.
जहां पर सवाल है राष्ट्रगान का, तमाम मदरसों के जो संचालन है और प्रबंधक हैं उनको मना किया है कि वो राष्ट्रगान ना गाएं.
And those who use the word nationalism as an abuse seem to be okay with religious assertion.
But the BJP is our opposition. That party is trying to seize the narrative of polarization, divisiveness, and hyper-nationalism.
If nationalism is a problem for them, why don't they see red in religious assertion? Is religion above nationalism for the lobby? Can religious symbols precede national symbols?
I welcome everyone into the debate, and I thank you so much for your support across the entire country. And the Republic Media Network is being complimented by so many people. Thousands are writing into us saying that you've really put this debate in perspective, as in this channel. I welcome everyone tonight. I have J.Sai Deepak, lawyer in the Supreme Court, Afsha Jah, senior advocate in the Telangana High Court, Sona Khan, lawyer in the Supreme Court, Dr. Zeenat Shaukat Ali, Jerome Anto, politico-religious observer, Syed Salman Chishti of the Gadi Nasheed, Moinuddin Chishti Shrine at Ajmer Sharif. I have Father Adrian Mascarenhas. He's a professor of Christian theology, and he's the director of the formation of young seminarians for the Archdiocese of Bengaluru. And we have public debater Shatakshi Anand, lawyer from Jalandhar, and we have public debater Musab Qazi, a students activist from Mumbai. So we have a great panel. Now, I'd like to start with Sona Khan ji, please. Ms. Sona Khan, I want you to open the debate with J.Sai Deepak, who's also a lawyer in the Supreme Court. And my first point is, of course, this debate is about nation. I believe nationalism should be the biggest religion. And when I ask someone, what comes first for you? Your nation or your religion? I don't think it should be a matter to think about. People should quickly say, of course, it's nation first. I get surprised, Ms. Khan, when people take time to and look stunned and then they say, why are you asking us the question? I say, well, in a secular country, it is nation first. It cannot be religion first. Imagine Ms. Khan, and imagine J.Sai Deepak, that in a country of 1.3 billion people with multiple religions, if everybody starts saying, listen, it is religion first, then somebody will say it is caste first, somebody will say my community first, somebody say my belief first, somebody will say my God first, somebody will say my political party first, my political allegiance first, somebody will say my ideology first. And the only way for the country to rise is by saying nation first. So for you, Ms. Khan, and for everyone, don't you believe it should be nation first, not religion first? Opening the debate, Sona Khan versus J.Sai Deepak. Ms. Khan.
I'm glad that you have asked this question. This is a very important aspect of our modern day democracy. Of course, nation is first. There's no doubt about it. But as far as religion is concerned, which is in the private domain, normally should be in the private domain, has its own value in the person's life, in a citizen's life. But the moment you come out of your bedroom, the moment you come out of your house, it's the nation which is the first, of course. There is no doubt about it. However, I would like to point out two aspects of...
Okay, however you say, go on.
Yeah.
Yeah, go on.
I would like to point out two aspects. In 1949, when first Human Rights Convention was formulated, and all the countries seeking independence were asked to sign that covenant, sign that protocol, in order to be recognized by polity of nations. At that time, those countries who did not, unfortunately, their independence was delayed. However, India was one of the first ones to do it, and even India sent its own representation there. That was in the India was represented at the time by Mrs. Vijay Lakshmi Pandit. It was, and of course, from the American side, it was the then president's wife who was leading the protocol. So, those countries in the Middle East who were oil rich, though they did not sign the protocol at the time, however, still they were given recognition. That is the hypocrisy of the modern diplomatic world. However, be as it may.
No, see, now, you're going by a complicated answer. I had a very simple, I am a very simple man, Miss Sona Khan. I don't think in a complicated way. I have a clear view. We have 122 languages. 730 recognized languages. We have 122 languages. We just must say nation first. J.Sai Deepak, where's the complication? Whenever I say nation first or religion first, people give me a complicated answer. Why do they give me a complicated answer? Why don't they say, of course, it's nation first, religion later. End of story. I'd say this. Mr. Deepak.
I think there is a meeting ground. I think there is a meeting ground here between my position and Ms. Khan's position, because I believe that both the constitution as well as religion can coexist. And of course, when ultimately the question is whether the constitution must prevail over religion, I would say that would honestly depend on the facts and circumstances of the case, because that is how a lawyer is supposed to respond. But more than anything else, coming back to the actual issue that has given rise to this particular controversy, there is no question of pitting religion against constitution, at least as far as the facts of this case is concerned, because I don't think this was even in dispute until December 2021. So today it has taken a pan-India shape simply because people have decided to manufacture a controversy out of it. There are pictures to show that students did not wear the hijab until December 2021, and hijab is largely alien to that particular part of the country, even among the Muslim population. There are Muslim organizations who said that this started because of a controversy, because of a protest march and nothing else. So to actually escalate this to an issue where Bharat is now being projected as an anti-Muslim country, as an Islamophobic nation, as if there is a countrywide ban on hijab on the same lines as France, I think does grave injustice to the tolerance of this particular country and its majority population as well. Apart from the fact that I think it has endangered the lives of school authorities and others. As you see, there have been stone pelting incidents, and in Bengal and a couple of other places, even school authorities have been threatened. All of these things have happened. I think it's very, very unfortunate. I think the issue is very simple and limited. If only hijab were to be proscribed and banned in the school, and all other symbols were allowed, then perhaps there is a ground. The only exception that has been made is to Sikhs, simply because the turban happens to be an essential part of their faith. Beyond that, I think the rule has been applied rigorously and without any form of discrimination. So there's really no case for discrimination that's being made out here.
Yeah, Mr. Deepak, thank you for your opening remarks. Afsha Jahan is a senior advocate of the Telangana High Court, and I wish to draw your attention, Afsha, to the debate which I seek to address. And that debate is nation first or religion first. Okay. Now,
good evening. Am I audible?
This practice was not there till recently. Yes. I just want to bring Jerome also into this, and I want to tell you, Deepak mentioned France. In France, Zina Chaukat Ali, even in France, the wearing of the hijab aggressively started happening after 9/11. And it was the revival of a radical political religious movement in the Arab world. So it was a politico-religious movement in the Arab world. It is not a religious practice. Second point. Let's understand how this has happened globally. In Egypt, it was an assertion of the Salafi sect. In Egypt, until the 1960s, Nasser had mocked the people trying to impose the hijab. He said, if you couldn't get your daughter to wear the piece of clothing, how can you get me to get 10 million women to wear them? That is what Nasser said in Egypt, a Muslim nation. It was only after Salafi Islam, Jerome, came into Egypt that did head covers become mandatory for women. So it is not a Muslim religious practice as such. Otherwise, you will say that till the 1960s, Egypt was not a Muslim country. Again, in the Arab world, Afsha, so I'm telling you, it was usually a class divide. In Middle East, parts of Africa, Central Asia, upper class Arab women adopted veiling. Poor women did not adopt it because they used to work in the fields. Right? You understand this, and therefore, let me tell you, what you are trying to do is a form of religious assertion. And now my question to you, Afsha, please listen to my question. You want to answer? Okay, go on.
May I answer? If you are giving me a choice, are you giving me a choice between my... are you giving me a choice like opt for one eye? See, Constitution and nation are like two eyes for me. Constitution and religion are like two eyes for me. Okay. So are you trying to give me a choice? Choose one eye.
No, I'm not trying to give you.
Okay.
No, I'm not trying to give you.
Yes.
I'm not giving you. I'm saying there should be no choice in this country. I'm saying in this country it has to be nation first.
My answer to your question is both are my eyes. Constitution as well as my religion. Country and my religion are like two eyes to me. The answer is, I hope I have given my answer to you.
Don't give me a philosophical reply. Give me a real reply, please.
This is a real reply for a Muslim.
I'm not here to discuss philosophy.
For a practicing Muslim, this is a real reply.
No, it's not.
I hope so. I have answered.
It is not. It is not. What is first for you? What is first for you, nation or religion? I am asking you. You can also ask me the same question. I am asking you, what is first, nation first or religion first?
You asked me first. I hope I have given my answer satisfactorily. I don't want to ask anybody else about their patriotism.
No, you have not. I am asking you again. Jerome, why is this not a valid question? I am asking Jerome, what is it for you? Nation first or religion first? Jerome.
As a Christian, for me, I have only two laws. As a Christian, as a product of the Abrahamic religion, I have only two laws. One is, I am the Lord your God, you shall have no other God before me. The first law. The second law says that I right to religion, right to practice, profess and propagate. These are my two laws I have in India as a Christian. Okay? And if I have two eyes, and if these two laws are my two eyes, if I have to lose one eye, then I will lose the Constitution. I will choose the religion. So the right to religion supersedes all my laws in this nation as an Abrahamic. I think we are not looking into the problem.
So you are saying it's religion first.
That is one.
You are saying it's religion first for you. No, you are saying it's religion first.
No. See, I want to be politically right.
Nation second.
Okay.
Or nation where?
Absolutely.
Where does the nation come?
See.
No, one sec. Jerome, let me understand it. Let me understand. You're saying. See, please understand. You know, everybody who says we are a secular country, right? All of you say we are a secular country. Then I'm telling you, what do you place first, your country or your religion? Then you turn around and say, no, I'll place my religion first. I don't understand this.
As Jerome.
No, I'm asking you. No. Individual, then we can have... Okay, tell me, Jerome. Okay, Jerome, tell me. Can we have 1.3 billion individual laws in this country?
So that is what the meaning of secular is as of now today in this nation. As I told very clearly, I have only two laws, which is, I am the Lord your God, you shall have no other God before me. First law. The second law is very clear. Right to religion. See, right to religion is not the first law in the Constitution as the fundamental rights. But for me, you know what? For a Christian, I'm telling you the way it is in practice, I have only one right to religion, which says that practice, profess, and propagate. And this is the ideology of both the Abrahamic religions.
Okay, so here's 1 minute. Okay. So here we are talking of a practice. Suppose I talk of a practice and people can differ in discussing what is their religion. Let me give you a practice. Let me give everyone a practice. Let me get Afsha back into this debate. Let me get Zeenat Shaukat Bali with Afsha on the debate. And because I want to go deep into this subject. All of you people have made this an issue of this is my religion and I will hold my religion. To hell with the law, to hell with the constitution, to hell with the courts, to hell with nationalism. This is my religion and I am very emotional about my religion. I will not compromise about what I feel is my religious practice. And you're all very happy for it. Now, I'll give you an example. And Zeenat Shaukat Ali, there is a practice of female genital mutilation. It has been happening, Afsha, female genital mutilation has been happening in certain sections of one community. It had been practiced in the Bohra community. And what happens then, so that viewers understand, it is seen to be a religious right by some people. You ask the women, do they want to undergo, the girls, do they want to undergo female genital mutilation? I am asking, now you will not stop me from speaking. Afsha, see, I am also living in a free country.
I am not stopping you. I
will ask uncomfortable questions. I will ask, no, you cannot stop me. I will ask uncomfortable questions. I must ask uncomfortable questions. And I want to tell you, this was seen to be a religious and cultural right in certain sections of the Bohra community. And it happened in the name of religion.
Sorry to interrupt.
It happened in the name of religion. And allow me to complete. Allow me to complete. Why don't you let me speak? How come it's not a free country now?
Please repeat your question.
Afsha, please let me speak. First of all, I request you to please let me speak. Please allow me. No, I'm not teaching you. I'm telling. I'm asking a question.
I'm unable to hear you.
Oh, you're unable to hear me.
I'm unable to hear you. I lost.
Okay, so I'll repeat my question.
Yes.
I will repeat my question and I'll speak very slowly so you are totally able to hear me. Zeenat Shaukat Ali, you can hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you. Arnab, I can hear you.
Okay, here's my question. Female genital mutilation, which was seen to be a religious and cultural practice and right in sections of the Bohra community, in which a razor or a blade was used most often, sometimes without the use of anesthesia, causing bleeding and pain. It was a ritual which was done in the name of controlling a woman's sexuality. It was seen by some people to be an essential religious practice. Right? But what prevailed and what should prevail? Tell me. The law should prevail, but more importantly than the law, what is right should prevail. Now, in that context also, should female genital mutilation be allowed to continue, Afsha, in the name of a religious practice?
No.
And suppose I question it, you will say, who are you to question it?
No, I don't. I will not put you such illogical or unreasonable question back. But then please understand, this
is the most relevant question.
Yes. Right to religion, definitely. Everyone has the right to religion and practice right to religion. But remember the conditions there, the limitations posed by the Constitution. Unless and until it is not against public order, not against health, not against moral values, you are free to practice your religion. And my hijab is not
Afsha, in August 2017, and this debate is about nation first or religion first, and I say nation first. In August 2017, allow me to complete. In August 2017, the lady on the screen with you, her name is Dr. Zeenat Shaukat Ali. She fought a most spirited fight for the right of women to enter the Haji Ali Dargah. Till August 2017, it was not allowed. Then in August 2017, the Bombay High Court struck down the ban on women's entry into the Haji Ali Dargah's inner sanctum sanctorum, saying the Constitution comes first. Article 14, 15 and 21, which you are quoting, also apply to the rights of all women. So the Constitution came first, not a religious practice. Zeenat, can you explain, please, the context
we are not putting Constitution
of the battle for Haji Ali Dargah and its relevance here? No, everything is connected.
Let us, it is, see, practices are different and don't try to portray Islam along with the practices of people. Okay. You may have good people, you may have bad people in every community.
No, I'm giving examples.
You cannot.
I'd like Zeenat to come.
Good and bad. With hijab. Just please, if we are talking about hijab, let's see. My right to practice hijab is not against public order, not against moral values, not against health. So nobody can take away that right.
Of course not. Can I say, Arnab, can I come?
Zeenat.
And my constitution,
Can I come in,
my
Arnab?
nation,
I just want
Zeenat.
my nation is
Zeenat, yes.
Yes,
is equal.
I want to come in. You see, the point over here is that in the beauty of the constitution of our constitution, which is one of the best in the world, is giving you women the right to dress as they wish. Is giving you that option to dress as you want. But here when you get stubborn that this is an essential religious practice, when you don't question it, when it is coming down on you, when Muslim countries in the world are changing, when the Quran is telling you something and you are going by the interpretations and the understanding that has been given to you by a certain section, like we did in Haji Ali, like we did in the Triple Talaq, what we have to do is look at what your religion is really telling you. And if it is conflicting with the constitution is telling you to dress as you want, but is hijab a necessary and essential religious practice? Because did Islam introduce this practice, madam? 2,500 years ago, before the Prophet Muhammad, may peace be upon him, was preaching Islam, this practice of women wearing this kind of a dress existed.
Afsha.
And the word hijab in the Quran was never used for that dress. It was used metaphorically. And also the word that was used for dress was called khimar, or it was called jilbab, where there was a certain kind of a dress which was worn head downwards, which was slit in front where your private parts were exposed. So when Surah number 33, verse number 59 was revealed, there were women who used to go out and get attacked. It was at that time that it was said that you cover yourself, please. And it was said to the men first that you wear this particular kind, you wear a modest dress, and for women you wear a modest dress, and put something over yourself so that your private parts, please note that the words are your private parts are hidden and you are chastely dressed, you are well covered, and you dress modestly. Then where have you reduced it to this kind of a dress? My question is that do Muslim men have this kind of a particular dress here in India? You have, the Arabs, of course, they have their own dress and they wear a white dress. They have a long white dress because it is a hot country, it is a desert country, and so there's a particular kind of a dress. They wear the headgear because of the sandstorms that come in and they go. Mr. Erdogan in Turkey wears a suit when he goes out. But you have to wear this particular kind of a dress which is not prescribed by Islam. You show me a place where Islam is saying that you wear this kind of a dress. It said that the dress must be modest, and so your constitution is not contradicting that. You wear your dress which is modest, wear your dress which is chaste, but why do you adopt a particular kind of a dress and insist that it is your religion that is teaching you to do it? I find this entire debate extremely peculiar because I'm a very humble and a small student of Islam, and I read very carefully what I am telling you. And there have been scholars like Zamashkari, no less a person, Imam Razi, who have looked into these verses. And when it came to what a woman should wear, they said, let it be a cultural dress. Let it be the dress of culture, which is a modest dress. It is not defined as a particular dress. Please mark my words. And the Constitution of India is giving you the guarantee. Now we are coming to this present debate that in a school, in an educational institution, it is only in the education institution it is said you may wear whatever dress you like. But when you enter the classroom, see to it that there is no religious thing attached to it. And what's wrong with that? So just now the interim judgment that is coming with the learned judges, they have said that let the institutions open, let not education be suppressed. That's a fundamental right that you have. So the education must go on. Let the schools open and let no religious symbology come in. And that is your constitution. That is what it is telling you to cut across. We are a plural country, a diverse country. We have hundreds of cultures. Are those hundreds of cultures going to come in their hundreds of dresses? You have to think about that. That we are not the only
it is
people,
about
madam.
it is also about showing respect to the institution. Now, I'll expand the definition of institution here. Shatakshi is a lawyer from Jalandhar. She's a public debater tonight. No, see, for example, are non-Muslims allowed entry into Mecca? Are non-Muslims, you tell me, Zinat Shaukat Ali, allowed into the holy city of Mecca?
Recently, interesting question. Recently, the Jews were allowed, to come into the vicinity of the Kaaba. You see, you are allowed to enter Makkah. You can go into Makkah, but there's only a certain place in Makkah where the Kaaba exists. That is where only the Muslims go. That's it.
No, correct. So my question there is, see, Dr. Zinat Shaukat Ali, that's my point. My point is one respects that because one does not want to infringe on the sentiments of people from one religion. So if they say there are certain restrictions in the holiest city of Islam, others respect that restriction and there is no need to provoke, right? Similarly, tomorrow, you have to understand there will be a dress code when you are performing the Hajj, right? Similarly, Musab Qazi, I give you one question here because now it's become this whole aspect of daredevilry and provocation. There is a customary practice that you're entering a mosque or you're entering even a Hindu temple. You will take off your shoes or you go to a Gurdwara. You go to Golden Temple, you go to Tirupati, you go to a Jama Masjid, you will take off your shoes. Suppose somebody says, Musab, you tell me you're a students activist, that no, listen, to hell with your rule, I will wear my shoe, it's my individual right, that's how I feel comfortable, I will go with my sneakers on, into a mosque, into a temple, into a Gurdwara, will it be allowed, Musab? Will it be allowed? So the question is, the customary practice is to remove one's shoes while entering a mosque or a temple, especially when you're entering its praying area. Will people be allowed to protest tomorrow saying, listen, in my individual right, I can go into a mosque or a temple or a Gurdwara wearing whatever I want? Will it be allowed, Musab? You tell me.
I think it's funny that we are discussing and making an issue out of hijab in a country where we see mandirs installed every public offices, where we have Saraswati Vandana in government schools, and we have all kind of majoritarian religious practices and symbols strewn across our public life. In fact, the head of our state does puja before he inaugurates any road or, for that matter, any infrastructure.
I like to make a point here, Musab. You have to understand.
I think the onus being put on Muslims to discontinue their religious practices when they enter schools and colleges, I think it's pretty wrong. It should be understood that we live in a plural society, and as you have rightly pointed out, that it's a very diverse society, and that diversity should be reflected in classrooms. In fact,
I ask you again. One second. Musab, listen. Let me explain to you. I don't think you understood. Shatakshi wants to respond to you, but I'll give you an example. When I go into when I was in school, my father took me. We went on a pilgrimage of South India. We went to many temples, and every temple I entered to, right? I was not even a teenager. We would wear a mundu on our waist. We would comply with the norms of dressing, and we learned something out of it. And what did we learn? We learned respecting an institution. The institution may be a religious institution, or Shatakshi is a lawyer. She'll have to wear a lawyer's uniform tomorrow. Suppose suppose we say that we want all the rights to ourselves, but we do not respect the rights of the institutions. Then aren't we being very selfish? Shatakshi wanted to respond to you. Shatakshi.
Yeah. Article 25 gives you all the freedom to practice, profess, and propagate your religion, but it also comes with a clause which very clearly says that secular activities can be regulated. Nobody is currently stopping you from wearing the hijab in the country, but it is only in the school, that the premise that we are talking about. It's about a uniform. The entire purpose of a uniform is to bring about uniformity. The Supreme Court has time and again said that a school or any educational institution is a melting point where all cultures should blend in together. So if there is a discrimination of rich, poor, Hindu, Muslim, then the entire purpose of uniformity is being defeated. So that is the reason, and everything is constitutional. You have to understand that there is Article 25, but it is subject to other fundamental rights. And most importantly, the secular activities like education can be regulated, and it is absolutely allowed. And I heard someone saying that if a person has to choose between religion and the constitution, the person will choose religion, then you are dreaming about a theocratic state. This is not India, India is a secular state, and constitutionalism comes before anything else. So if you want your religion should be the main propaganda and not constitution, then that is a theocratic state you're dreaming about, and this is not India that you are describing.
I think we are creating a wrong dichotomy.
I'd like to get the views of Syed.
Nation. What I'm trying to say, Arnab, is that
we are not carrying we are not. There is no dichotomy. There is no dichotomy in my mind. It is nation first. It has to be nation first. It has to be nation first. There is no choice here. I don't even know beyond the point why we have to explain to people. In a secular country, it is nation first. We are not a Hindu nation. We are not a Muslim nation. We are a secular nation. It's nation first. Everything else later. I'd like to bring in, I respect your religion, you respect mine, but it's nation first. Syed Salman Chishti from Ajmer Sharif. Mr. Chishti, what do you make of this ongoing debate?
Well, greeting of peace and adab and salam to everybody here. And it is quite unfortunate that over past week that the things have unfolded. Over here in Ajmer Sharif, the annual Urs of Khaja Moinuddin Chishti was going on. So we were quite very busy, and there was a sense of joy, celebration, celebrating the diversity. Hundreds of people were here, thousands of people were here from all faiths celebrating, but the world is not talking about it. What the world is talking about from India, that something happened in the state of Karnataka and international reactions are coming in. And I think it is unfortunate that the way things have unfolded, it should have been resolved at the institute itself with the applied wisdom of the faculty and the principal, and it shouldn't have been escalated. As to my understanding, I think our nation give us that aspect and that empowerment through the constitution, where all faith, all religions are respected equally, and they've been given the freedom to profess freely. And it's a duty of the state to ensure that an individual can profess and practice a religion without hampering others' rights. So what has unfolded and the message that is going around is quite misleading to our understanding. As I understand that it's a personal, when it comes to hijab, it comes to covering or dressing up modestly. It is in Islamic faith, it is completely an aspect of when you are in the state of prayer, when you're moving out, when you're studying. It is the way that you have to conduct yourself modestly. And hijab, if some woman wants to wear, some girls want to wear, it is completely a personal choice. It can never be imposed by any strict posture. It has to be given to a personal choice. And I think that is very much clear with the Constitution of India, that one is equally free to comply with that. So the message that has gone around the world right now, if I may say so, when we talk about nationalism,
if I may say so, Syed Salman Chishti, I am totally shocked. I am totally shocked today, and I'm sure many of our viewers, Father Mascarenhas, are shocked that I'm simply asking a question: nation first or religion first? I have so many panelists saying to me, no, it is not nation first. It is religion first. I am horrified because this is not the country that I grew up in. And if we, no, we see, we are a democratic country. In a democracy, why should anything else apart from the constitution prevail first? We are a constitutional democracy. And today we are asking a simple question: the due process, the rights that you talk about, the rights of individual rights to life, liberty and property are subject to and protected by guarantee of the due process of law, and not by any religious book. Not by any religious book.
It is not about the religious
what
book.
guarantees you your rights.
We are talking about the Constitution of India, which
I am saying to you, Mr. Chishti, I just want a pause right now. And Father, allow me. You see, Viewers, I think we have to wake up now. And we have to realize this is India 2022. We are going to become a superpower. And we have started saying, no, it is not nation first. It is my religion first. I think this is a horribly dangerous trend. People who are putting religion before constitution. And then they say we want the rights. I say to them, your rights are defined. What about your fundamental duties? Under Article 51A, which says, right, clearly that it is the constitution which is supreme. You will say the constitution is not supreme, my religion is supreme, but I want my fundamental rights. It doesn't work both ways.
No.
It's a dangerous trend. We need to put an absolute end to it.
No, we haven't said that. We haven't said that.
Absolutely
I'm saying we have to.
If you have invited us here, or we will.
No. But please, let me hear Father Mascarenhas, please. Father Mascarenhas.
You invite us and you don't allow us to speak is absolutely.
Good evening.
Let Father Mascarenhas speak, then I'll come to you.
On this program.
And after Father Mascarenhas, Afsha, I shall come to you.
Audible?
It's unethical if you do this.
Let Father Mascarenhas speak, then I'll come to you. Don't threaten me. Hear someone else also. Thank you.
Okay. So, yes, good evening to all the viewers. And I'm happy to see so much diversity in this debate because it's shown by the fact that all of us are wearing different costumes as per our religious or cultural practices. And that's so nice to see that we have come together on one platform. And thank you for organizing this forum. Now, I would like to say, first of all, that this row, it's very unfortunately been escalated, which others have also commented on. It's basically an issue which started in one particular district, in one particular school. But even before this, we were suffering from two fevers. One is the election fever and the other is the exam fever. And both of these fevers were burning up people's thought processes day by day. And now one more fever has come in, namely fight for our identity. I would say that it's unfortunate that our education system does not have a mechanism to keep these things under control by building up harmony at a lower level, by counseling students who want to be different or who want to assert themselves, by having a better dialogue with the parents and parent-teacher meeting and so on, and by sorting this out through means which are appropriate for our constitution. Instead, they have locked the children out of the gates, or they have gone to courts from the other side. They have protested, they have thrown stones, and so many unfortunate things have happened. And I'm happy that the courts have taken this up because, in my view, the courts are best poised to interpret the Constitution and its provisions and safeguard the rights of every individual. Coming to the other question of nation or religion first.
Father, just to respond to you briefly. Just to respond to you briefly, Father, first of all, as you are aware, the courts have already dealt with the issue. Not once, not twice, but many times. And they have said very clearly that you cannot, and I assert, you cannot say that wearing a headscarf is an essential religious practice in school. So it's already dealt with matter. Maybe the courts will deal with it an umpteenth time now. Second question to you, sir. Don't you find it ironical that the Taliban is preaching secularism to India?
I would certainly say that it's very strange that countries that don't have a balanced polity and countries which have committed so many offenses against minorities or different religions should be preaching to India, where India is a place of freedom, it's a place of diversity. And it's a place also where people chose to be, because when we see the way India and Pakistan were divided,
Father, for a long time, before I completed my education in a government school, for a long time, I studied in various Christian schools, missionary schools also, which included Jesuit brothers schools, Patrician brothers schools, St. Edmund's, Shillong, St. Vincent's, Pune, Mount St. Mary's, Delhi. Tell me, would you allow anyone in the name of religious assertion to violate the rules of a Christian missionary school?
It's a little different question from what media
no, it's not
happening today. Because we are talking about government schools and identity in a government school.
No, it's not.
Now, the purpose of a government school is different. It is to educate
the
general
it's not.
public.
No, I'm saying government schools. I'm saying, would you allow? I repeat. No. There are certain norms in Christian missionary schools also, right? There are.
Yes.
I was educated in schools where part of the where part of the morning assembly would be where part of the morning assembly would be, Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Now, if students were from any community were to religiously assert in a Christian missionary school, we defy this. We will have a separate prayer for Muslim students, a separate prayer for Hindu students, and you have your morning prayer for Christian students. You tell me, would you conceivably think any Christian missionary school would allow it? I'm only asking, I'm not talking about a Christian school, I'm talking about the institution. Answer my question, Father, please.
Yeah. Yes, Arnab, thanks. But though I would first like to say that I don't feel that this question is pertinent to the issue of government schools, because Christians are meant to promote a particular minority ideology. And they've been given that right and that duty and responsibility because we believe it will benefit our nation to have.
So you want different rules there.
And so
I want to come in here.
No, there is a contradiction. I want Jesai Deepak to come in on this. No, Jesai and Jerome. No. So I have come to the nub of the issue. My view is respect everyone, including the institutions. We do not need religious assertion in schools, is my point. We need nationalist assertion in schools. Jesai Deepak can come into the debate. I think these are the wrinkles we need to sort out here. Who wants to come? Jerome wants to come or Deepak wants to come?
No,
I think you got the substance of my question.
I'll be very happy to hear.
Okay, Jerome comes. Afsha wants to come. Afsha will come after Jerome, yeah.
It's Afsha first of all.
Yeah, go on. Anyone?
Deepak is supposed to talk, right?
Yeah. So my point is very simple.
Anyone.
Arnab, Mr. Goswami, I just have one submission to make, and I think it's important. I'm not sure that everybody is expected to give up their religious beliefs only when it conflicts with nationalism or when it conflicts with national interest. Perhaps that is where the trade-off is called for. And I'm certainly not one for saying that schools should not have any religious affiliation at all. State-run schools cannot have religious affiliation is a different point altogether. But the Constitution certainly gives communities the right to establish schools according to their own religion. That is equally available to majority community as well as minority communities. I would be going against the grain of my training as a lawyer if I said otherwise. That is the position of the law as it stands today. So a Christian school certainly has the right to run its institutions in accordance with what it believes, just as Hindu schools are allowed. That's what the Supreme Court says in TMA Pi. So I'm not sure I subscribe to the notion that schools should have no religious affiliation whatsoever. The question is, when a secular school or a school which has no religious affiliation has a very specific rule which prevents visible display of religious symbols, then can someone assert that their religious symbols must be effectively permitted? That is the limited issue according to me, and that I think is the only issue as far as the facts of this particular case are concerned. So maybe I think it would help if we were to frame this particular issue in a slightly more specific fashion, because the broader the question gets, then there are multiple ifs and buts, constitutionally speaking.
No, constitutionally speaking also, yes. But at the same time, you are right here. On most days, our religion and our nationalism go together. But sometimes, as you have yourself said, Deepak, there are times when you have to decide what you place first and what is in national interest. Afsha, you wanted to respond first to the questions I raised. We have a few minutes, so you go first. Then I'll come to Jerome. Yes, Afsha.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Arnab, for giving me this opportunity. Kindly understand, through your platform, we want to I want to, as a practicing Muslim, I want to ask you all today, why whatever is happening throughout the world, why are we Indian Muslims blamed? We as a choice we and our forefathers are living here as a choice, out of choice. We love this land, okay? We love this nation, that is why we are here. We love this nation because it gives us protection that none other country in the world gives. Okay, that is the beauty of our nation. It respects your religion. The Constitution itself gives that respect to your religion. So why this discrimination? Tell us why this discrimination. Coming to the topic of uniform, let's just answer me this. Just please tell me this. Every uniform has an objective behind it. If you're talking of a uniform of a military, it is a symbol of a nation. Understand that first. If you're talking a uniform in a school, it is to remove discrimination based on rich and poor. That uniform is prescribed to remove the discrimination based on
not only rich and poor.
Hinduism has
not only rich and poor, it is to bring everyone on common ground.
So many years, Hinduism has been practicing this caste system, discriminating on caste system, never allowed the lower caste to exercise their right to education. Because of
please don't make this an anti-Hindu diatribe. It's not about criticizing some other religion, please.
No, we are not. See, I am telling you the purpose.
Jai Deepak responding. Jai is responding to Afsha. Jai.
Let me finish first, please.
This anti-Hindu tirade cannot be allowed to go on.
See, there can be a solution.
No, why are you making it an anti-Hindu tirade? Exactly.
This is an anti-Hindu tirade at this point, and I need to step back.
Understand one thing. Wearing hijab. Have you read the hijab?
I mean, a community which practices a distinction between Ashrafs, Ajlafs and Arsals is in no position to pontificate to Hindus in the caste system. You have no rights at all whatsoever to speak. The way you treat people within your community and outside, everybody knows. So I think you might as well keep I'm so sorry. This is atrocious.
It is a healthy debate when we are talking about all
if it's a healthy debate, then let's speak of the Pasmanda Muslims. Let's speak of the Pasmanda Muslims. Let's speak of the Pasmanda Muslims. We are happy to do so. No problem. Let's open the debate completely and ask what is the treatment of people who don't qualify as Ashrafs as far as the Muslim community is concerned. Do you marry people who are not Ashrafs?
Listen and understand history.
Who's tolerant? I mean, I'm so sorry. People who resort
but I say this, Miss Afsha and Jai.
Yes, Arnab. Yes.
Yeah, Afsha and Jai, I get your point. And I do intend to have a more detailed debate on this, Jai. I know that you have very strong views on this, very reasoned views. I will have a debate on it. But I say, why not just have a uniform civil code and end it all? Father, end all of this. Have a uniform civil code. There will be no other problem then.
The idea seems like if we look at it idealistically, it seems that something we all need to aim towards, but it's also a very practical issue. Now, I would like to just quote from the Mary Roy case where she won the right to inherit the same as her brother. This is Arundhati Roy's mother. And this was not allowed for Syrian Christians under the previous Travancore inheritance law. So she won this case, and in this way, one aspect of discrimination.
As and when cases come up, the courts should rule and gradually remove the differences between the different communities. And I feel that the courts are better poised to do it than the government as such, because the government brings politics into it sometimes, or at least there's a strong tendency for it to be politicized. Rather than that, let it be a rights issue where cases come up affecting the human rights of people, and then it is debated and resolved by the courts on the basis of our beautiful and lovely constitution.
I believe, and I just want to wrap up by saying that, you know, when India's constitutional subcommittee members, Ambedkar and K.M. Munshi, included the common civil code as a justiciable right, you know, whereas this is the situation in our country, whereas presidential candidates in Costa Rica, they are evangelists, and Bolsonaro said that Brazil before everything and God above all. Our democracy, ladies and gentlemen, needs to be respected a lot more. We are more multicultural, we are more tolerant, we are more diverse. But we must also be more constitutionally bound to keep our great democracy together. Ladies and gentlemen, this debate gives me an opportunity to reflect. I hope it does for you as well. I shall see you on Monday. Till then, goodbye.